Now this moves us to objective 3. Define alternation of generation and describe sporophyte and gametophyte in terms of number of chromosomes. Basically what this means is that the life cycle of the plant, we've got two generations that alternate. We alternate from a haploid generation called gametophytes that produce the diploid generation called the sporophytes. And then those diploid sporophytes produce the haploid gametophytes. So it's a cycle. From the sporophyte, it produces the gametophytes, and the gametophytes produce the sporophytes. When we say diploid for sporophyte, we mean that, first of all, it produces spores by meiosis. And the spore is the haploid cell that the gametophyte produces. For the haploid gametophyte, we're talking about a multicellular plant, individual, that produces gametes. And the gametes fuse during fertilization and form the zygote. And then the zygote becomes the diploid cell that's the first cell of the sporophyte. So it just alternates from one generation to the other. In all of the diagrams that follow, you're going to see the sporophyte at the top in blue and the gametophyte at the bottom in the beige color. And you can see how it's going to alternate. It's just a cycle that goes from sporophyte to gametophyte to sporophyte to gametophyte. If you look here, again, the sporophyte in blue at the top, the gametophyte in beige at the bottom. And as the sporophyte gets bigger in size, the size of the gametophyte gets smaller. Now there are other adaptations that plants got when they started moving to land. We find that embryo, that zygote, and that, which is diploid, that embryo is going to be protected from desiccation because it's going to be protected within a seed. The sporophyte, that again is diploid, it produces sporangia, and the sporangia make the spores, and the spores become the haploid gametophyte generation. The male gametotangium is called the antheridium, and you remember, no you don't remember, we hadn't had it yet. And the female gametotangium is called the archegonium. Some other adaptations, we've mentioned the waxy cuticle to prevent water loss, the openings in the lower epidermis called stomata that allow carbon dioxide in and oxygen out so that photosynthesis can happen, and then also the apical tissue that produces complex tissues and organs.